Good morning! How are people? How are things? Welcome in. My name's Sean. I am Fire of Life 2018, and I am gonna be here with you today. We're doing a little earlier today because I have a meeting later. I have a super busy day today. I work for a nonprofit organization. I am wearing a shirt right now that I'm gonna try to not show off the shirt because I'm like, oh, I'm doing a whole bunch of things. I think I've said it once for who I volunteer for, but they're not pro-weed, so I hate to like mesh the two things because they're a government organization, and as we all know, the complications with national legality things is complicated. So sad. Also, I hope maybe that I have fixed the reverb situation. I didn't realize that I was recording all that audio off of my camera's microphone as opposed to the big fancy microphone I have that's supposed to be super nice, and I bought it extra to be streamy. So we're gonna hope that this is better as far as quality goes. So I like to start things off with positive affirmations. Today's positive affirmation is I am calm, I am happy, and I am content. I guess it's one of those fake it till you make it moments. Not calm, happy, and content. Just pretend. Tell people that you're calm, happy, and content. Because maybe it's like manifesting. Put it in the universe and let it be. Let it be. Yeah. So I don't know. Like we've been talking about what we're gonna do with this stream. I had good turnout yesterday, but I think that's because of people I know. And I guess that's how every stream builds, is when you have people that like friends that they're coming in to see your streams. I didn't put it on Facebook because I have so many of my organization's friends. You can see it. I have so many of my organization's friends lists on this that are raise it up a little, so just do that more. I have friends that, you know, don't like a lot of my friends are older. It's Twitch, and a lot of people don't know what Twitch is. I did just discover that there's a Twitch like subscription program, just like YouTube has one. Pay per month and not watch ads. That I think is 100% worth it. Totally. I think capitalism gets you with the ads. And you're like, oh, I just know it's an ad. But the subliminal advertising works on literally like it's psychologically proven is why they do it. I worked years of retail. You hear all these things about how to put stuff and what colors and where to place them and signs and how it affects the human brain. That's your random fact of the day. Oh, see, look, that works now. I can mute myself so you don't have to listen to me cough. Yay! Nobody likes to listen to somebody else cough. That's why I bought a thing with a mute button on it. I was so mad about that yesterday. Protein shake and coffee. I bought this Vade thing because that came with a free shaker when I bought some test products on Amazon because they were supposed to be like, oh, here's these little pods. Like they made like laundry pods, but with protein powder in them. So you could just shunk them in your bag and shake it up and it would disintegrate. But they didn't taste good. They were weird. Like I feel like you could taste the plastic in it and you're like literally eating microplastic. Like I saw this little plastic bit that I put in here and it's dissolved. Like didn't it just dissolve into microplastics? I don't know. I had a hard time with that. But then I have a hard time with these. Because this is definitely the brand I use, and I think their cookies and cream, it's delicious. They do have a lot of calories in it, though. So it's a meal replacement, not really just like a protein, because there's 200 calories in this bitch, so be careful with that. But I also hate the fact that it's like, what do I do with this? Like, you talk about a landfill killer. This thing is huge, and it's just gonna go in a landfill for 80 years and then be there forever. Like, and I mean, like, so this is a how many servings? There's 48 servings. So if you drink 2 a day, it's less than a month. Probably like 2 of these. Like, waste. Plastic waste. I don't know. And I mean, like, I struggle with protein powders because I really don't like to eat breakfast. Everybody's like, you should do the intermittent fasting thing. And everybody talks about it. I was just listening to Sanjay Gupta, CNN Changing Lives, I think it was. And he just had a whole segment about people losing weight and how they lose weight, and he's done studies and all that. They had the same people do the same exact diet, and one of them gained 15 pounds and one of them lost 50. Same diet. There is no magic pill for keeping your weight down, but I feel like it's gluttony. Like, don't eat so much. I think you're allowed to have whatever you want to eat. Eat whatever you want to eat, just not until you explode. I love sweet treats. I'm a Hershey Kiss fan. I have a million Hershey Kisses. I bring them to every deployment I go on. I hand them out, and I'm like, you want a kiss? Here you go. They're adorable. They are 25 calories. They're sweet finish. I definitely should, but I don't because they're individually wrapped and they're aluminum, recyclable. But they're also around my desk everywhere. I don't know if they ever get recycled and they just find their way back into the land. I don't know. But yeah, I highly approve of Hershey Kisses as a sweet treat. It's chocolate. Doesn't love chocolate. Who doesn't love chocolate? So maybe later is better, but I have to do today. So we're doing some smoke alarm installs for preparedness since we're still in non-disaster state. I guess the organization is always not in standard. It's not. It's always they call it blue skies and gray skies. Blue skies are like steady state operations, and gray skies are like shit's hitting the fan. Well, I don't know if I would show the organizations. I don't know if I would show the organizations thing. If I'm gonna hop into Discord because I always forget to do that as well. So if you'd like to join me in Discord for free. Yeah. Today's music choice is chill out music for work. Deep future garage mix for concentration. I will put that into chat so you can show them some love. I just recently learned that the lo-fi music is supposed to help chill because it has a predictable beat. Your subconscious doesn't have to enter. So like you know subconsciously what the beat is because of the rhythmic repetitiveness of it. So it takes your focus, but not enough to distract from what you're doing. I don't know, maybe that's... I think I describe ADHD as we have like infinite splits on our focus, but we have a limited amount of it. So people, like normal people, focus on one thing at a time, get that done, and move to the next task. I focus on like 5 things simultaneously progressing forward. So like currently I am working on got trees backyard that I have to chop up and for next year. I have crops that I have to plant. I have mulch I have to spread. I have a stream, and I have an active volunteer life. All those things are focuses of mine. They're all something I'm doing with my life. Therefore, it's a focus. But they're not all going to get finished tomorrow. They're moving along. I do a little bit of this until I'm done with that, and a little bit of this until I'm done with that, and a little bit of this until I'm done with that. And slowly, this kind of all gets done. I'm really coming to a point where I'm almost out of things to do around the house. I'm flabbergasted by that. Fair. This house that I inhabit is old. They say it's built in the 60s, but it feels like longer than that. I mean, I guess 60s to me is pre-me. Like, that was 20 years before I ever existed. This house existed. So, I mean, 42. The house is 62 years old. Doing pretty good. Being 62 years old. Probably because it's been maintained. I need to paint that as well. I sit here and look. I can see it out of my window, and I'm like, I need to paint that trim. I need to paint. It's so much painting I need to do this year. I need to paint. We have a shed I need to paint. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So, I mean, I always say that. Like, there's definitely things that I could do. But then you got the money aspect of that. Like, how much money does paint cost? Like, I just had to put all my greenhouse stuff you see behind me. Hopefully, it's going to pay itself off. But I keep having to put money in it. Like, I just put in more solar panels. I had to buy some pipes because the bathroom behind me, the bathroom there, is like, my dad built it. And he put the ventilation for the septic tank in that bathroom. So normally it just smells bad, and I'm like, what else? I can deal with that. But this summer or this spring or whatever, the gnat flies are coming out of that tube. There's probably like 1,000 gnat flies in that little bathroom, and I don't even want to go in the room. Just let's have to drill a hole in the wall and make the vent outside so they stop coming in the room. So that'll be fun. But I have recently ordered all the stuff for that, and I just put up some more solar panels, and I had to order a whole other junction box for that. So on and so forth. So on and so forth. C'est la vie. Such is life, I guess. We all have our struggles. We all have strengths. We all have our struggles. We all have our strengths. I'd say my strengths are probably bringing people together. I'm a party planner. I'm an organizer. I like to get people together. I enjoy doing that. What do you make a career out of that? I've thought about being one of those, like, event planners. Like, maybe you don't do that. Maybe you do. You go to the, what's the name of that site? Eventbrite. And then you find things around. I could host ghost tours. That'd be fun, right? I mean, maybe. You probably a lot of stupid people. I think that's my biggest problem with leaving my house, is that there's stupid people everywhere. One of the things I like about creating my own online safe space is if somebody's an asshole, I can just kick them. Bye. There used to be a sound effect for that when he moved, so pew! This is only day 3 of the morning wake and bake, but I did this for a long time before. If anybody's new to the stream or and followed my other stuff, the VODs are still up there, and Fire of Life 2018 is the YouTube, so go check that out. I don't know if you've ever looked at that stuff before, but I play video games, I've talked about politics, I make way for change, I've tried all kinds of things to make this channel successful. I have the time, I just want to know what you want to see. And as far as videos for me, like, the things that I watch are usually how-tos, and I don't know if I'm the one to give you a how-to, because I never do it. I feel like maybe I should start a series called Redneck How-Tos, where it works. I made it out of duct tape and chewing gum. Like, what do you want from me? It works. I have definitely been out in the universe doing things for my organization, and people would be like, how did you do this? Why is this there? What is this? And I'm like, well, I needed to do this problem, like, to get from point A to point B, and this needed to happen, and this is how I needed to make that happen. And they're like, well, that's not very pretty. And I was like, does it matter? Like, what do the aesthetics have to do with it? It's working, it's functioning, it's doing the purpose I needed it to do. But, you know, sometimes those things look like Rube Goldberg contraptions. You're like, you gotta flip this switch, and then all the way across the room, it makes coffee? Like, yeah. I don't know who wired it like that, but people did. Especially, like, I have a skill set that not everyone has, because my dad was a redneck and taught me all kinds of things about auto mechanic and constructioning and plumbing, electricing, and, you know, that kind of thing. I am grateful to have had the education that I have received. But yeah, I have a very varied. Oh, I heard that my English teacher just rolled. I have a vast set of skills. I am a jack of all trades, which I'm sure you've probably heard the saying where they're like jack of all trades, master of none. It's oft better than a master of the guy who does one thing. But I'm really good at bringing experts together in their field and trying to get them to make like a consensus. I have seen the advertisements where people are like, oh, do you want to be a facilitator? I could probably be a facilitator. I'm good at facilitating people's discussion. And again, if you would like to discuss anything in the channel, now's your time. I know lots of things. I'm good at fact-checking stuff. And I have a pretty good heart. I won't lead astray intentionally. Intentionally is always the key word there, my friends. Intentionally. Yeah, my relationship with Mary Jane has definitely changed in the last 10 years or so. I used to be a hardcore teetotaler where I didn't smoke at all. And now I smoke every day. Conscious choice, like you can hear I'm still coughing over it. Like I need a tolerance break for sure. And I usually use my trips, and I go help people in disasters to do that. Get that break, because when I'm sitting here in the greenhouse surrounded by green, it's hard not to smoke because it makes me happy and giggly and fun. So hard not to do that. I also used to sleep. I am starting to wonder if I'm not a robot. I don't ever sleep. Just ever. I don't ever sleep. Like last night I went to bed at probably midnight. And 6 a.m. I'm like, oh, hello, hi. I mean, I am drinking coffee. Like, I have a cup of coffee, and I guess I am cutting back my caffeine. I used to be a 3-a-day monster habit, and I have reduced that to 1 a day. But I need to cut it out because it's very expensive. It's been a lot of money. But then we're getting into the whole point of I gotta buy new protein powder. And I'm like, that's getting more and more expensive. Like, every time I buy it, it is more expensive than the time I bought it. And I guess I just need to learn to eat more protein. Like, chicken is cheaper than protein powder. And apparently, Americans are not eating enough beans. Beans are like the miracle fruit. It's a fruit. Miracle vegetable for weight loss. That's what I just heard from Changing Life, is Americans need beans. They're high in protein, rich in nutrients and vitamins, and it tastes like garbage. So, there's that. There is that. Decisions. I'm also, I don't know how many people have been following the story. I've been unemployed for a couple of months, working on the farm, kind of doing self-assistance, kind of just staying under the radar, because, like, I want to be like it's gone nuts since COVID, but I think 2020 was just, like, coinciding with the, Is this too much background space? It's what we could really... It's just too much background space. 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 It's just too much background spa is locked. I can shorten this. This one. Can shorten. I should have less things going on in my background. That way we can see. You think? Like that better? I don't like it 'cause it's not. Now that I look at it on camera, I'm like, oh, why is it? That's too high. It's in center. You know, they give me numbers. I should use the number. OCD click. This is it. That's as even. It's gonna get. It's one. It's a little different. Now it's equidistance from the top and equidistance from the sides and bottom. I don't know if that's true. Like looking at it, I'm like, it still feels like it's not. I don't know. So yeah, just chatting here in the Just Chatting channel. I often wonder if I shouldn't play games again. I didn't get a whole lot of views when I was. I often forget to talk. Now people, I guess that's why people are familiar. I forget to talk sometimes. Happens. I also just realized I'm not wearing a hat today. That's great. Don't get too blinded by my bald head. We toy with the idea of getting hair pieces. I've had that. I don't know how I feel about this chair either. We talked about that yesterday. I've got two chairs, like the one in the background hurts my back, and this one hurts my neck, because the neck hurts is weird. Such is life. I hope the music hasn't been too loud today for you. The sucky thing is, like, the volume in my headphones is not the volume that you're. Like, cause I just lowered the volume on my personal headphones, but that did not lower the music in Paul's chat. I can lower the chat. I can lower the music, but that doesn't change mine. I kind of wish that I was getting the fact that. Somebody in stream's gonna have to let me know how the audio is, because I don't know. I can't listen to it. Like if I turned it on, I have it up. So, like, if I turn it on, so, like, if I turn it on, I used to do the row mode. It's echo. I used to do the row mode. But that might be too much. I definitely could sing a song. But I feel like that'd be busting out. And I ain't paying for nobody's eardrums. Yep, here we are today. Enjoying the time. Enjoying the time. I think everybody should really indeed. Someone's calling me. So, good morning. We're still talking about our positive affirmation. I'm always going to go back to the happy, positive things, because there's just too much negativity in the world, so whenever we're at a lull, we're just going to go back to the positivity. Keep it positive. I am calm. I am happy. Although the generator says I am happy, calm, and in one sense. Although it says calm and happy, but I feel like I'm happy, calm, and content. happy, calm, and I would not be mad if that was a thing. Yep. So on the agenda today, I have a whole bunch of sitting around. Got meetings on meetings on meetings, and then small smoke alarms. I feel like I started talking about that. If you are in need, go to your local fire department. It was last month, but I bet they'll still do it. And they give you free smoke alarms as a preventative measure. My organization will, but you can reach out through the fire department because I'm genuine. But needless to say, they're doing good works. Uh-oh. Is this the first time you've seen my ear on channel? It might be the first time I've ever seen my ear. I do have ears, in case anybody ever wondered. Have him. Have him. We listened to the news today, and everybody was talking about the aid workers that were killed in Gaza, and I'm like, they're in an active war zone. I'm not sure why everybody's so surprised. I mean, like, it sounds to me like it was intentional, quite frankly. And I 100% agree. I will go on record. I think the Israel-Hamas war, there's no need for them to continue bombing. Like, that seems silly. I mean, at this point, they've destroyed, like, 80% of Gaza. You can't just walk in there with tanks and troops and go find people now? Like, why do you need to continue bombing things into the ground? Yeah, they're getting to need a tolerance break here. Thing. However, I have a theory. I started talking about my marijuana journey, but I used to be heavy, like really, really heavy. For whatever reason, smoking marijuana keeps me. I'm not that it's keeping me real thin, because I'm definitely gaining weight back, because I'm not as active as I was, but slowly. Not like I'm rapid fire blooming back up. But I think it's because I changed in Hawaii when I lived there and I discovered marijuana, and I feel like it's an oil fixation, like I was eating instead of smoking. Although there are several other factors that I think it might possibly be. I feel like the coughing is a great ab workout. Like, you're probably burning calories by coughing, and so it makes you cough, therefore you burn extra calories. I also drink more water because you drink smoking, you drink sense because it burns you. It's a thing. So, marijuana, the miracle weight loss cure? No. I think there's a reason I limit these to an hour. Like, I've been lucky with having Silver Mag and HK in the chat the past couple days, giving me things to talk about, giving me but talking to yourself for an hour is challenging, to say the very least. Even though I've been told I could talk to a physicist in the dark, which I can, and I think most people would be hard pressed themselves for an conversation with for an hour. But I can do it. He will send me. Just continue to hang out. I could bitch about the TSA. Every time I get ready to fly, like every time, I'm like, let me get closer. Every time I get ready to fly, I get so pissed about the TSA. I just want to point out that we pay them $9 billion a year to take away our human, like, I feel like cattle. And they're like, oh, you should get TSA. That costs more money. Like, I have to pay to get my rights back, to keep my shoes on. I think that should be a human right. That'll keep your shoes on. You brought shoes, you're allowed to wear them. I mean, I would prefer them if they're going to do it like that. Can't they have X-ray shoe machines or something? Like, what does this machine do? They can't tell if you got a bomb in your shoes from this big old fancy machine that can tell that I have underwear on? Like, that gets on my nerves too. Every time I go through TSA, I get patted down. I guess I have too much junk in my trunk. Because they're like, oh, it's the midsection, and they gotta touch my dick every time I go through TSA. I had TSA flag me and go through my whole entire bag, and like when I travel for weeks, I cram everything I can into my travel bag. Like it's full. So he went through and started unzipping my stuff, and I'm like, oh shit. Like I had it very strategically packed, and when he's unzipping stuff, I said it from across the way. I was like, "You're never gonna get that back in there." He's like, "Oh, well, I mean, you shouldn't have packed it so much." And I was like, "I had to bring stuff. I shouldn't have done things." And I went off. I had that guy. That guy was. Let me talk to your supervisor. That guy. They found out that what flagged me was my half bottle of sunscreen that I know had been through at least 3 of them. I've had that in there since I lived in Hawaii. Like, it's been in my suitcase for a long time. And when he pulled it out, he goes, "Yeah, you're only allowed to take 3.5 ounces on plane." And I go, "Well, it was a 6-ounce container, and it's only half full, ergo probably less than 3 ounces." It's like, you can't say probably, you didn't weigh it. And I was like, and you couldn't say that either because you don't know how much the package weighs to tell me how much 3.1 ounces is. And I'm like, it doesn't really matter at this point. It's a $5 bottle of sunscreen. It wasted like 20 minutes of my time. And maybe more than that after I have to put all my crap back together in the middle of this, like, busy airport. Like, I've got my underwear and stuff strode all over the baggage carousel. But no. You got that terrifying bottle of sunscreen. What I want from the airline industry is an Airbus. Like, they have an Airbus as a company. I would like an Airbus, like where I can just go to an airport that may or may not have a seat available. Bus, but there's a regular route that takes you from this plane to this plane every hour or so, you know. So I can just wait. Oh, I missed that one. This one's full. Okay, well, I'm gonna sign up for the next one. Okay, great. You know, wait. Like buses, trains. I like trains. Trains are great. Like, if airline travel was like train travel, I would not say anything at all. Also, what's the difference? A train has hundreds of people on it. Could endanger hundreds of other people around it. Like, if I built a nuclear device and took it on a train and blew it up, wouldn't it kill lots of people? It would kill more people than probably if I did it on a plane. I don't know. I mean, it's an atmosphere. Regardless, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. It's not really. This is too small. Keep moving. You're like, this is ADHD at its best, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, we're bitching about the TSA. Sidetracked. Tangent lane. Not sure there's much more to beats. Oh, how about this new Clear thing? Have you seen the Clear? Where they're like, put your face in this hole and we'll scan it, and that'll make it even easier for you to get through TSA. I have to keep paying money just to make it easier to get through TSA. That's like literally a poor person. This is a poor person tax. I shouldn't have to do these things in the first place. So the government has made an industry and regulation, and has now made a multi-million-dollar industry off of these regulations at the. And don't get me started on the airports themselves. Are they now not shopping malls? Because you're trapped? Like, oh, well, since we have them trapped in here, we might as well give them something to do. And I'm like, why don't you just work on it's not trapped? Like, if we weren't trapped in the airports, we could go out and visit the cities if we had a couple of hours delayed. We could go out and get food at whatever restaurant we wanted to. You wouldn't have to build special infrastructure in an airport because we're trapped there. You could just let us leave and enjoy the infrastructure that you have already built in the city in which the airport is in. That maybe also your community could enjoy. Because a lot of these things at the airport, you can't even access unless you have a ticket. So, huge fan of it. Makes me angry. So, I mean, you're talking about things I would fix if I were to run for office. TSA's up there. Sure. And I feel like a lot of people, like, wait, you're going to make airplanes less safe? And I'm like, no. I'm just going to spend less money making them the same amount of safe. Because the TSA is only 20% effective in the first place. And isn't the argument for guns that more people with guns help stop guns? Like, do you think 9/11 would have happened if everybody on that plane had been carrying a handgun? I mean, they'd have probably all ended up dead on the plane, but they might not have crashed into the building, so... Although, now the whole game has changed. I feel like plane hijackings aren't ever going to happen again, because the game has changed. You now know that if your plane gets hijacked, they could kill you all, like in a fiery plane crash, because they're crazy and suicidal, so people are much more likely to fight back, because they're like, it's life and death. Like, if you give me the opportunity to murder you in a life and death situation, I'm gonna... You're trying coming at me? I'm just saying. I would be one of those passengers plotting to murder you, try to take over the plane that I was sitting. You ever see me sit on a plane and you're thinking about taking it over? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Just saying. Not exactly that I'm like super intimidating or anything, but I would certainly find a way. Be looking, just my moment of opportunity to smack you across the back of the head real hard with something heavy. I feel like I've seen Air Force One. Come on. Everyone should strive to be Harrison Ford. I mean, I don't know what Harrison Ford is like in real life, but he's a movie, so maybe everybody should strive to be like Indiana. That's not true. I mean, he played a pretty good president. I say Harrison Ford played a pretty good president. Who's your favorite movie president? Put comments below. Favorite movie. Didn't Morgan Freeman do one? I bet he was it Deep Impact, I feel like. He played the president. Did a pretty good job. I would vote for Morgan Freeman. Although it does make you wonder why there aren't more... Like, why doesn't Stephen Colbert run for president? I mean, I guess because he would betray the Democratic Party, but he's made fun of the Democratic Party. I would vote for Jon Stewart. Come on, Jon Stewart would totally be involved. I think that... I mean, it makes more sense to have a media personality as the president, since that's basically what they are anyway, considering the president cannot make legislation. Also, I said something yesterday on stream. It's bothering. I said that Australia and Texas were similar linguists. It's like, is that true? I don't know if that's even true. It spans 9.8 million square kilometers. The size difference meaning the USA is around times larger than Australia. Its comparison between the two highlights the vastness and diversity. There it is. Actually, a question. Australia is more than 10 times the size of Texas, so retractions from yesterday. Texas and Australia are the same size. I definitely thought Australia was smaller. But see, that's what we were talking about yesterday, was that they're not world traveled. And I haven't been to Australia, so I guess I couldn't grab that scope. Would love to go, and my cousin just moved. One of these days I'm going to. For sure. Especially if she still lives there, because, like, free place to stay. Yo. People who know the city, transportation access. It's always nice to know somebody in a city you're visiting. If they know how to get around the city, at the very least. I mean, I have a friend who we've met several times. I stream times. He used to live in DC and never did anything in DC until I came up there. So he was pretty notorious for being like, I don't know how to. I don't know what's going on in the city at all. He went to work and he went home. That's what he did. And I'm like, you need to get out more. I really miss living in a city, to that ability to, like, oh, I just want to go on a walk and can. Let's go down and you'll find something interesting. See something around. I go on a walk here and I've been here, seen everything. I've lived in this area for 20 years of my life early. 5 after that, and then 2 more now. I swear to God, this place is haunted. Would not be surprised. Haunted. Oh, it looks like my stream disconnected. And we're back. There was definitely a reason that I stream before. I think that's probably why. But thank gosh, I actually remembered to record this one. So, live stream is regular on YouTube. If anybody's watching it to this point, I would say today, I'll be surprised if anybody. Some people like it's just a soothing background noise. Like, that's what I've been told, which is that it's like somebody knows. So, if you're playing a video game, good luck. Hope you're doing well. Yay! Get 'em! Pwn those sons of bitches! I don't know. Like, I am a gamer, obviously, but I don't play competitive games much. I play a lot of League of Legends, and that's about it. As far as competitive games goes. A lot of strategy games. 6 video games. I like the puzzles. Dive myself in. I spent most of the day yesterday playing First Frontier, which is like settlement building. So addicted. So addicted. But not to the point where it's pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty. Aesthetically pleasing. I mean, like, that's like city skylines. Well, first cup of coffee down. First 200 calorie meal. I'm like, sponsor me. So far I need Nature's Own, Synth 16, and who else did I mention today? Maybe. You know, I say that like I want sponsors, but then I'm capitalist. So really I want views. And if you don't get views, like I'm still subjecting you to ads. That's how I'm making revenue up. Also looking at myself. The worst. Just stares at myself. I mean, I'm feeling my jawline today, but that's about it. That's about it. I did that. Neil Patrick Harris, Glee. Every time that I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone. It went by like dust to dawn. I will save you the screaming. I won't do the rest of that. Sometimes I karaoke that, but I have to be very, very. I really screaming that Steven Tyler did. It's not even pleasant in that song. Like, that's one of the few songs that I think I enjoy the bridges more. Because he's screechy. Like, check myself out in the mirror. This is the Morning Wake and Bake. This is what it is so far. What do we think? People tell me something in the comments. Are you out there? Hello, universe. It's me, Mark. Everybody. Colbert said the other day that Gen Z's bring back reading. Like, wow, what's more real than a book? Wow. I guess they're not reading. And they're tired of digital, out of that digital space. They're ready. So yeah, let's finish up today's stream. Once again, I am calm, happy, and I'm calm, happy. Maybe those are more for me than you, but we can all rise together. That's what I always say when I'm supervising anybody, is we all rise and fall together. Throw me under the bus, you're gonna be right there with me. We're all trying to say amen. And on that wonderful, wonderful note, it's been great talking with everybody today, and see you